Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive edition of Loose Women, where the air is thick with drama and the stakes couldn't be higher. Today, we're diving headfirst into a moment that's set to go down in television history. The day Jane Moore, the no-nonsense journalist and fierce panelist, allegedly kicked Prince Harry right off the set after a heated argument that left jaws on the floor and viewers glued to their screens. Picture these: it's a crisp autumn morning in the ITV studios. The lights buzzing with that familiar studio glow, and the Loose Women panel is buzzing with their usual mix of wit, candor, and unfiltered opinions. Jane, with her signature sharp bob and sharper tongue, is seated at the iconic curved desk, flanked by co-hosts Kay Adams, who's trying to keep the peace with her diplomatic smile, Denise Welch, ever the passionate defender of the underdog, and Colleen Nolan, whose empathetic eyes are already scanning the room for tension. The topic, none other than Prince Harry's latest bombshell revelations in his memoir Spare, where he spilled the royal tea on everything from family feuds to frostbitten escapades in the North Pole. But this isn't just any chat, oh no, because today, in a twist that no one saw coming, Prince Harry himself has agreed to a live satellite link-up from his Montecito mansion, beaming in to defend his book against the panel's scrutiny. The producers are thrilled, the audience is electric, and Jane, she's got that glint in her eye, the one that says she's ready to dissect every word like a surgeon with a grudge. As the theme music fades and Kay introduces the segment with her polished professionalism, we're thrilled to welcome the Duke of Sussex live from California to discuss his groundbreaking memoir. The cameras pan to the massive screen where Harry's face materializes, looking every bit the polished prince in a casual button-down, his expression a mix of resolve and wariness. He waves politely, that trademark half-smile flickering, but you can sense the undercurrent of unease. After all, Loose Women isn't known for pulling punches, and Jane Moore least of all. As the dust settles momentarily from Jane's pointed barb, the studio feels like a pressure cooker on the verge of explosion, every eye darting between the feisty panelist and the princely visage flickering on the oversized monitor. Prince Harry, ever the diplomat forged in the fires of public scrutiny, takes a measured breath, his fingers interlacing on the desk in front of him as if to ground himself amid the transatlantic tension. "Jane," he begins, his tone laced with that posh politeness that masks deeper frustration, "I've faced worse than words on a screen, but Spare isn't about profit, it's about patterns of pain that the media, including outlets like yours, perpetuated for years." "Oh," he goes, "the media elephant in the room," and Jane's eyes flash like lightning, her journalist's instinct kicking into overdrive. She's no stranger to Harry's hacking lawsuits, having covered them extensively, but to be personally indicted, that's fuel on the fire. "Patterns of pain, Your Highness?" Spare reading like a tabloid tell-all itself, complete with gripes about sausages and tiaras. "Forgive me if I don't clutch my pearls." Laughter erupts from pockets of the audience, Colleen chuckling despite herself, but Denise is on her feet now, arms gesturing wildly that's dismissive. "Jane, Harry's lost his mother to this circus, show some compassion." The plea hangs, poignant and raw, invoking Diana's ghost like a spectral referee in this verbal melee. Kay, sensing the emotional underbelly, pivots gently. "Harry, Diana's legacy looms large. How does writing about her feuds honor that?" He softens visibly, the vulnerability cracking through his composure. "Mum would want truth over silence. The press hounded her to death. I won't let history repeat for my wife or kids." Nods from Colleen, a softening in Denise's stance. But Jane, she's unmoved, her retort slicing clean. "Truth or therapy session broadcast to billions? You've monetized misery, Harry, and now you play victim when called out." The audience murmurs, divided. Some applaud Jane's brass, others boo the perceived harshness. A while back in California, Harry's team is no doubt scrambling, whispers of cutting the feed circulating off camera. The tension in the Loose Women studio has ratcheted to unbearable levels, a powder keg primed by Jane Moore's unyielding scrutiny and Prince Harry's uncharacteristic defensiveness, with the audience's divided reactions serving as the fuse sparking erratically. Denise Welch, never one to back down from a cause she believes in, slams her palm on the desk, her eyes blazing as she turns to Jane. "You're twisting his words. Love ya." Harry's not whining, he's warring against a system that broke him. "Jane, unflinching, counters with the precision of a seasoned columnist, warring with a ghost-ridden grudge match that outsells fiction. Spare isn't war, Denise, it's a cash grab disguised as catharsis. Colleen Nolan, the voice of reason amid the storm, interjects softly yet firmly, ladies, let's not forget the human here. Harry's lost so much, can't we acknowledge that before slinging mud? But her plea is drowned out as Harry, from his sun-drenched perch thousands of miles away, seizes the momentary lull. Colleen, thank you, Jane, you speak of cash grabs, but who funded the lavish lifestyles we all critiqued? Not me. I've walked away from that. The implication stings in the royal coffers, the inherited wealth, and Jane's laugh is sharp, devoid of humor. Walked away, with titles, security scares, and a Netflix deal that screams opportunism. Spare me the martyr act, Harry. The audience erupts, a wave of cheers for Jane's pithy punchline crashing against boos from the pro-Harry contingent, the split palpable in the air like static before thunder. Kay Adams, sweat beading subtly on her brow under the hot lights, attempts redirection, shifting gears to Harry. Your charity work with Well Child, invite us. So how does Spare tie into that legacy? It's a lifeline tossed into choppy waters, and Harry grabs it gratefully. Exactly, Kay. With the studio lights casting dramatic shadows across furrowed brows and clenched fists, the Loose Women set transforms into an arena of unbridled confrontation, where every syllable from Jane Moore's lips seems to fan the flames higher against Prince Harry's resolute image on screen. The audience, a tapestry of loyalties from die-hard royalists to sympathetic millennials, leans forward in their seats, breaths held as the verbal sparring reaches a crescendo that vibrates through the very microphones. Denise Welch, her face flushed with advocacy, jabs a finger toward the monitor. Harry's not dragging anyone down, he's lifting the veil on toxic legacy that's hurt too many. Jane, perched like a hawk on her stool, swivels with predatory focus. Veil, more like a wrecking ball. Denise, Spare swings at every Nia William, Charles, even the Corgiza, and for what? Sympathy sales. The quip elicits a smattering of laughs, but Harry's retort slices through. Laugh if you must, Jane, but I've evidence. Tapes, texts from the very institutions you defend. This isn't swing, it's swing back against bullies. Colleen Nolan, ever the heart of the panel, interlaces her fingers thoughtfully. Evidence is key, Harry, but publishing it publicly, doesn't that make you the bully now? Her question lands neutrally, probing without prejudice, yet it ignites Jane's fuse anew. Precisely, Colleen, he's judge, jury, and executioner in hardcover, absolving himself while guillotining Kin. In the sweltering crucible of the Loose Women studio, where spotlights beat down like judgmental suns and the air hums with the low buzz of anticipation, Jane Moore's ultimatum reverberates like a gavel's final strike, sending shockwaves through the panel and audience alike. Prince Harry's face, projected larger than life on the central screen, registers the blow with a subtle tightening of the jaw, a flare of nostrils that betrays the calm facade he's so meticulously maintained. Hospitality? He echoes, his voice laced with incredulity that carries across oceans. This was meant to be dialogue, Jane, not a dressing down. If truth offends, perhaps the offense is in the mirror. The riposte is regal yet ragged, drawing cheers from Denise Welch, who pumps a fist triumphantly. There you have it, spot on, Harry. Jane, you're projecting your press prejudices. Jane, undeterred, her posture ramrod straight as if armored in conviction, fires back without missing a beat. Prejudices? Try principles, Denise. Harry's peddling a pity party while pocketing proceeds. Spare's sold souls, not saved them. Colleen Nolan, her face a map of maternal concern, reaches across the desk. Jane, pet, he's opened up about addiction, isolation, of vulnerabilities we all hide. Isn't that brave? The empathy in her tone tempers the tempest briefly. Kay Adams seizing the sliver of serenity. Bravery aside, Harry, the fallout of estranged siblings, tabloid turmoil worth it? He nods solemnly, the lag lending gravitas, worth ending the cycle. For Archie, Lily, for every kid in the spotlight's shadow. Jane, you mock the mess, but you've never mucked through it. The personal prod pricks, Jane's eyes narrowing to slits, I've mucked through scandals that'd make your memoir milder. Investigative integrity over intimate indiscretions. Spares not spotlight shadow, it's spotlight stealing.